Hey there, this is Mr. Wilford again, and I just wanted to go over here a little bit of Chapter 4, Section 4 with you. In this section, we're talking about triangle congruence, and we're taking a look here at a couple of postulate theorems that we're going to be discussing in this section. Some of the section, or some of the theorems here, the postulates, might seem a little bit, obvious, but what I really want to kind of look at here is and focus on are the details again of how we label our triangles and how we're comparing them. So the first one here is something called the side-side-side or SSS congruence, and basically here it's saying if three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent, and that might make perfectly good sense. If all the lengths of the sides are the same, the two triangles are congruent. What I want to just take a look at here is the labeling here and make sure that we understand this. If triangle ABC, when we look at that, ABC, we have to really pay attention to how these things are labeled here. Notice that this is triangle FDE in that order, and as we go and we think about the length of side AB, for example, that is congruent to the length of FD. And so you really have to be careful how you throw these letters around when you're doing your work here. There are a couple of examples here, and basically, real quick, this one here just talks a little bit about using that postulate now to prove two triangles are congruent. And we have some given information here that these two sides are congruent, and these sides here are also congruent, and there's a reflexive property of congruence that we talked about earlier. Basically, we have the same two, one segment that is the same length for both triangles, and so when we have all three sides congruent, then the two triangles are congruent according to our side-side-side. One thing that you're going to want to know is something called an included angle. An included angle is basically this angle B, for example, is included between side AB and BC. We want to be aware of that because in the next postulate here, we're talking about it's a side angle side, and that involves something called an included angle. And it says here, if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are congruent to two sides and the included angle of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So looking at this picture here, we have AB, side AB is congruent to EF, AC is congruent to DE, and the included angles, the angle between those two sides, that's also given that those two angles are congruent. Then you have congruent triangles as well. Okay, and here's another little example here, an engineering example that you can take a look at. And then there is a construction using side angle side. You can kind of look through that as well. What I want to get to here real quick is this example right here, and I want to make sure that I talk about this because this involves some algebra as well. So what we're looking at here is looking at two triangles that are congruent, and we want to make sure that that we're matching up the right sides here again as well for each triangle. So when we talk about side UV, for example, we want to make sure that we're looking on the next triangle YX, that side. Okay, so UV is congruent to YX, and then side VW is congruent to XW. So VW congruent to XW. It appears that there's a typo here, but again, this is where I was just mentioning that you have to be careful with how you label things. Take a look at that and see what you think. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.